Shout out John Hollinger for some of this information in his article, and let's get right into talking about the winners of free agency. Let me hear your thoughts down below. We're on the way to 20,000, so hit that likes and subscribe button. Let's get it. The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, come on. How do we not put them as one of the biggest winners? They literally went out and got a whole new bench. Their team right now, they brought back Ish Wainwright. They had Jordan Goodwin from the trade. They still have Campaign, all right? So those were the three guys besides DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant. So they already had 7 guys. They go out and get themselves, they bring back, first off, Damian Lee and Josh Okogie. So that's 9 guys already. They bring in Eric Gordon, Yuta Watanabe, Keita Bates-Diop, Drew Eubanks, and Chemzi Metu, which right there, they have 14 guys on the roster. That's absurd. They get Eric Gordon, who's still a good scorer. You know, he can play 1 through 3. He's not terrible at defense, but he's super strong and he can do good. Yuta Watanabe, a great 3-and-D guy. Keita Bates-Diop, a great athletic, wing forward. Drew Eubanks, a good rebounding guy who knows what to do. Damian Lee, great 3-point shooter and scorer. Chemzi Metu is a good 3-and-D big. Josh Okogie's another guy who can be a 3-and-D guy. A lot of good complementary role players for their superstars, regardless of what they do. Also, Toumani Camara got a 4-year contract, and he's going to be a guy who can play 3-4 and be a small ball 5 potentially. Come on, we couldn't do this without the Lakers. They had a great free agency, and Rob we trust. I'm not even a Lakers fan to begin with, but I will admit it that they have done a good job so far in free agency. Specifically, they went out there, they gave D'Angelo Russell the Tyus Jones deal with inflation, which I thought was smart. Okay, they got themselves Gabe Vincent, who those two both are combo guards who can play point guard, so they'll figure it out. They brought back Austin Reeves on a great deal that basically only pays him, $14 million a year, I believe? Yeah, $14 million a year. Not bad. Gabe Vincent on a 3-year, $30 million. They got Taurean Prince. They basically replaced Taurean Prince and my man Cam Reddish are the replacements for Troy Brown and Malik Beasley, which Cam Reddish, if he figures it out, I was talking about this is a guy who's averaged like 13 points a night, 3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists with 1.5 steals during this 20-30 game span between his rookie and sophomore season with the Hawks. Jackson Hayes is the Thomas Bryant replacement, and he's way better. He's this athletic pop, rim protector, lob threat, rim runner, backup 5 that they need. And they gave both those guys minimum deals with second player year options. Rui Hachimura on a 3-year, $51, and I think it's great. They, Taurean Prince replaces Troy Brown Jr., Gabe Vincent replaces Dennis Schroeder. They bring back Russell, Reeves, and Hachimura, and they take, Reddish and Hayes. I thought that was great. And they also have Maxwell Lewis. So I thought that was great by the Lakers right there. Can't complain at all by what they did. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's talk about that. This team imploded in the playoffs, but they turned Jetty Osman into Max Strus. All they had to give up is a second-round pick, 4-year, $6.3. It's a good deal, especially with the cap going up. Then they brought an adult. Okay, they got somebody to be the adult in the room in Georges Niang, 2 shooters. So they basically turned what was Lamar Stevens and Jetty Osman into Georges Niang and Jetty Osman into Max Strus. So that's awesome. 2 shooters, something that they needed, and both guys aren't as bad at defenders as people say. They actually can hold up their own. Georges Niang ain't as good as Max Strus, but both sharp shooters. Max Strus is more of a shooting guard, small forward, shooting guard, while Georges Niang is more of a power forward, small forward. But they're both shooters that they needed. They brought back Karis LeVert, and last year, Raul Neto wasn't that good. They bring in Ty Jerome to see if the Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome can be a good backcourt backup for Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. And again, Ty Jerome has some defensive, vulnerability, but it's, he tries. And having Jared Allen and Evan Mobley behind them helps. They also got themselves Damian Jones basically for $110,000, and that's their new backup center behind Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They got Damian Jones. And they brought back Karis LeVert on a cheap, reasonable $32 million 2-year deal. If it doesn't work out, they can trade him. But again, smart, good value for this team. and it's great. I think this were some deals that I really, really liked. The Nets were another one that I really liked. They got themselves Lonnie Walker on such a cheap deal. They got Dennis Smith Jr., one of the best defensive point guards in the league, okay? And Cam Johnson, the contract will age well. They brought him back. And Lonnie Walker's a guy who's got six-man ability. This team got more veterans and is continuing, I still think, can be a playoff team. I still think they're probably at first, maybe a second-round exit, but it's still a good building foundation to attract superstars to come in the future, liking these moves for Jacques Vaughn. The Mavericks bring the best defender not in the NBA, and Dante Exum back to the NBA. He's going to be good. He played for Partizan and FC Barcelona before returning to the NBA. He's actually shown he has some scoring chops, can score in transition, cutting, slashing off ball, and he still can handle the ball a little bit, and he's guards 1 through 4, man. Dwight Powell comes back on a cheap $4 million average on 3 years, $12 million. Seth Curry gives him some shooting, and they bring back Kyrie like they should. Good value right here. The Heat are one of the biggest winners. They got themselves Thomas Bryant, brought back Josh Richardson, replaced Omar Yurtseven with Orlando Robinson, replaced Max Strus with Jaime Jaquez in the draft, and he already looks like he's going to be good, all right? And they also got themselves Drew Smith, which was it's something that I think people are just going to overlook and like that. It's like nothing. The G League system there is good, okay? So Drew Smith is going to be someone that's going to help. Jamari Bouye. They turned, Victor Oladipo and Max Strus into trade exceptions. They brought back Kevin Love. And I know they drafted Jaime Jaquez, but him being, basically the Strus, Josh Richardson's also going to help replace. Well, I think Jaime replaces Victor Oladipo and Gabe Vincent, hopefully. Same thing with Jamari Bouye, hopefully. And then Thomas Bryant, Orlando Robinson, Kevin Love coming back. I just think they did a good job doing small moves, and they're not done yet, I bet. Especially once they trade for Dame. The Pacers got such good value. They got themselves Obi Toppin, gave Tyrese Halliburton the max, got rid of Chris Duarte, and say what you will about the Bruce Brown being paid about, $23 million, $22.5 million. It's a club option, a team option for the second year. So if he sucks, the team moves on. It's a 1-year deal, basically. If it works out, it's a 2-year deal, and he could get some trade value. Again, these are good small moves with a young team that's probably going to be a playoff team. We can't forget about the New York Knickerbockers. Jalen Martin got a two-way, but Dante DiVincenzo reunites with his fellow Villanova Wildcats, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart. They got rid of Obi Toppin. Josh Hart takes the player option, and they're talking about a contract extension. Just good, small value deals. But Dante DiVincenzo probably means that they're going to trade Emmanuel quickly at the deadline because it's going to be cheaper. Because Dante DiVincenzo can play 1 through 3. They have Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride's going to be cheaper. Emmanuel quickly is going to get a hell of money, and they're going to they want to pay Quentin Grimes instead. Unless they trade RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly probably on his way out, but good deals. Let me hear your thoughts. What did you guys think of this video? Peace out.